Sorry, I got cut off. I got a call, and that, I guess, stopped my video. So what I was saying was, with the stealth box, I have to pick whether I want it in the morning or during the day or at night, when I want it to be super silent. So when I changed the Nero 5 schedule and the MP40 schedule in terms of how much current and flow it's putting in the tank, I feel like when it's more intense, more water pushes into the overflow, the H2O overflow, which I love. I'll talk about that in another video. But it starts to suck more water out into the stealth box, which kind of causes more of that loud gurgly noise. It's not overly, annoying, but it is right in my TV room, so I do have some dino, do have some algae. Again, it's that ugly stage. I'm going to be sifting the sand later today and doing a water change, 20 gallon water change today. But yeah, this is the tank. I guess this is the little canopy kind of thing that I made. I put it into my joist up, with the eye bolts, hung it. I don't even know what, I got all this hardware from Home Depot. But it's really nice in that I have the track system. I'll put a filter on there so we can see this a little bit better. But I have the track system for my lights, where I gotta put my phone down for a second. For my lights to be able to service or maintenance or clean my lights. So you don't really see it, but I have it Velcroed. So I forget this is the, I forget what the heck it's called. Aluminum that I cut up with my miter, super easy, and then I have the radions on with the screws, and I just slide it right in. It's been perfect. I think Randy and Ryan on Bulk Reef Supply covered some videos using that type of material. I think it's something 40 or something, I don't know. And then Devin from Reef Dudes did a really cool video in terms of how he lit his shallow reef with that, which is great. And that was what my original intention was. I didn't really want to do anything into the ceiling, but my wife wanted it to be a little bit more sleek. And she approved it, so I don't care. So I guess finishing up the equipment, I had the big flipper, and I feel like it was just way overkill. I wasn't able to slide it easily across the tank. This is, I think, 3/4 inch beveled edge, beautiful. But it was just overkill. So I got the smaller flipper. I love this thing. It's so sleek, it's so good. And then coming around, I was at a buddy's house, and I've seen these all on YouTube, the flipper magnifying glass. I wanted to get it, but after seeing it actually in use and seeing polyp extension with it, I immediately went home and got it. So I'm pumped about this. It really helps me to look at how close up on my coral, which I love. Return comes right out. I do have flexible tubing. I'm gonna have to figure out how to just cover that up at one point, because I know my son's gonna figure it out. He's gonna be like, let me pull this, and then I'm gonna have all my sump blowing out into my main living area, but oh well, we'll worry about that when the time comes. So we'll do a quick overview of the livestock, and then I'm gonna finish this up because this is extremely long. So in terms of fish, I do have 2 fish that I have not gotten rid of that I've had for, I want to say, probably a year and a half. Got my hippo tang, which, debatably at one point I'm going to have to take him out. I've had him since he was like a little nub dude. He was a baby. So he's grown up in this tank. Well, not this tank, but he did grow up in I had him, I think, in a 125 when I first bought him. He wasn't in the 180. And then I have my bristle-tooth Tamini tang that I got him when he was like this freaking small, the smallest dude ever. And I was a little worried about getting him, but I did it. And at that point, I had tang police would be coming at my door because I did have a bunch of tangs in there. I had a yellow, I had a powder blue. I had a sailfin. I had too many tangs, and I threw in this little guy with all the huge ass tangs, and he defended himself, and he hid for a little bit, but he really muscled through. Now I did just lose, unfortunately. I want good utilitarian fish. Obviously you're looking at the freaking clowns right now, but I do, and the minus blending, which don't really do much, but I do want utilitarian fish. And I did add a small yellow eye cold tang, and he just never really flourished in the tank. He lived for about 2 weeks, and unfortunately he just perished. He was really small, so I don't know if it had something to do with just being sick or being bullied. I don't see much of the other fish bullying them, but so I did get 2 frostbite mated pair clownfish from a local LFS, or that's redundant, but from my LFS. This was for like my wife's quote unquote birthday gift. She just lets me splurge, and she at times is very supportive, which is wonderful. So I got those 2 for her. We had a mated pair before. Like I said, I sold them. I have a cleaner wrasse, which is awesome. I love him. I know some people have said that they've struggled. He has been a champion. He's always picking at everybody. Midas Blenny, Gold Midas Blenny, just because he's freaking awesome. He's got the cutest damn smile and face. Love him. And then I have a Carpenter wrasse, which he's got some cool stringers. I love those colors. And then I have a leopard wrasse, which he has been a champion. I was a little worried because, you can kind of see him. I was a little worried because Live Aquaria is all about saying that they're expert and all that stuff. But he's been really a champion in my tank. I've had him for, I don't know, probably 2 months. 2 months? I put him in pretty early. I do have about 40 to 50 pounds of real reef rock. This was wet, and I had it cycling in a brute trash can for about 6 months. Now I do have at this point some algae on the rock. It's super ugly, but I'm hoping that I'm pushing through it. I have a shit ton of turbo snails in here right now, eating the crap out of algae. I'm gonna have to take them out at one point because they're so freaking annoying, knocking over shit all the time. But let's go over quickly the coral, and then I'm gonna be done with this video. And whatever. So, and I'll talk about in terms of my plans next video. Where I've really probably did it the wrong way, but I'm a stickhead at this point. I love Acropora, and I wanted some SPS starting to grow in here, and then I'll go to the easier softies and Euphilia and flower anemones, rock anemones, and clams that I want to still get in the future. But I really wanting my Acropora to start growing, so that's why that's really SPS dominant at this point. So this is my Jason Fox Mystic Monty. This I had as a huge, that's a small frag. I sold the big colony that I have. That, as many people know, grows like wildfire. It grows so nice, so quickly. So I actually just kept a little nub of that because I do really like the colors. And that's a coral that wherever you put it in the tank, it's going to look different, which I love. It's a beautiful coral. Not saving best for last right here. This is, if you saw my previous video, you can see some of the algae. It was a lot worse last week. The turbos have been doing awesome. This, well, you can't really see it because I got a lot of whites on. This is my home wrecker, my Jason Fox home wrecker. Beautiful polyp extension. Actually, just before this video was taken, I had 6 frags on my frag rack back here, and I just actually took the plugs off and finally got around to gluing them to rocks, rubble rocks, because I really don't like frag plugs in my tank, and I really don't like frag plugs, at all, for the look and for the the pest aspect as well. I don't like the idea of keeping. And that's notorious for for hitchhikers and shit. So Jason Fox, home wrecker. Here is my Orange Passion, RRA Orange Passion. I think it's RRA or RRF. I don't know. Whatever. His polyps are coming out a little bit more. He was super fluffy on the frag rack, so hopefully he likes his spot. If he doesn't, I'll fool around with it. Up there is my pink Cadillac, who I got from a local reef shop, and that's a buddy of mine. He's a rock star. At one point, I'm sure I'll shout his praise on these videos. That you can't really see that well. This was a freebie that the guy on Reef to Reef sent me. It's the OMG cornbread. It looks a little brown. I'm not seeing much polyp extension. Hopefully it colors up in the tank and comes back to life. I see a little bit of polyps, but it's super brown. Not much color at all. But hopefully it gets there. Here is my Pink Floyd Acropora, which I love. It's the coolest. Polyps aren't out very much. I actually just moved him, so hopefully he colors up a little bit more. Here is, polyps are beautiful here. Here's my I think pink blue tenuous. My local LFS didn't have a good name for him, or he didn't know the name, so it's kind of like he just said, call it a pink tenuous, whatever. I like my names. He doesn't really care too much. He tries to, but a beautiful coral is a beautiful coral to him. So this is my RRA Pretty in Pink. Beautiful polyp extension there. And like I said, I just glued that onto that rubble rock maybe an hour ago, so I'm happy about that. This is my bubblegum digi. My Avatar Chalice, I think that's Jason Fox. And I forget this coral, I forget what this is named, but I got this from my local LFS as well. And then here's my Utter Chaos, which I got from a local hobbyist. Actually about 15 minutes away from me, a good buddy. Here's the Jason Fox Jack-o'-lantern Chalice. And there's just a standard was a Passipora or whatever. But I like the polyps. It's nice. Keep it on the substrate, and if it gets too crazy, whatever. But I am probably stingy about my acros and my SPS. I want only good stuff in here. There is my pink Millie. Pretty small, but it's always fluffy. That is my let's see. That is my Pink Panther, WWC Pink Panther. Polyps aren't really out there, but hopefully, like I said, it settles in. Just put him there. This is, again, the color is horrible because of the white spectrum that's on right now, but this is my my Strawberry Shortcake. And then this is my Pretty in Pink, or Lady in Pink. I think that's my Lady in Pink. And then that one is the Pretty in Pink. Here's my WWC Yellow Tip. And then I think that's it. I've got some Monty Caps, red Monty Cap frags there that I'm just going to give to a couple buddies. At one point, if I put a Monty Cap in here, it'll likely be the Worldwide Coral grafted tip, or grafted cap. But that is the system. This is an extremely long video again, but I really want to document my progress, document my system. I do have a jump guard, forget what brand that is, but do have that as well. But yeah, like I said, I wanted to document that. This has been my dream to have nice Peninsula, three viewing panels. So thanks for watching. Like I said, these videos are really for me, to document my progress, my mistakes, my successes, and so on and so forth. So thanks again for watching if you watched. If not, whatever. Yeah. All right, thanks guys. See ya.